hosted by Taiwan Adventist Hospital and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This seminar aims to provide a platform for experts from both Taiwan and North America to share experiences of COVID-19 prevention. Let me go over some of the ground rules for this seminar. Since there are more than 100 participants currently online, for the quality of this seminar, we request all participants to put their microphone into mute mode unless requested to speak. Also, we have collected your questions submitted before, which will be answered throughout the seminar. If you wish to ask additional questions during the Q&A session, please click the chat button and type your full name, position, and organization. The MC will ask these participants to speak, and moderators will answer questions accordingly. Due to time constraints and number of participants, we might only open up the floor for a few questions. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Vincent Yao, Director General of Department of North American Affairs, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to give his opening remarks.
Thank you. Director Peter Landis, Director of Adventist Health Ministry, General Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, the Honorable Michael Boston, Secretary of State of Mississippi, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. First of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Taiwan Adventist Hospital for hosting this webinar again. Taiwan Adventist Hospital and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs have held the first webinar on May 6, sharing Taiwan's experience of combating COVID-19. This time, it is our honor to have Director Peter Landis and Secretary Michael Watson and other distinguished guests with us today. We may be an ocean apart, but we are all in the same boat with regard to tackling the coronavirus pandemic. Thanks to Taiwan's experience with SARS in 2003, our preparation have allowed us to be particularly successful at fighting against COVID-19. And our success has been acknowledged by the international community. Today, I would like to share 6 major steps that Taiwan has taken to tackle COVID-19. And I hope that the Taiwan model can serve as an inspiration to other nations. To begin with, I have to say that we prepared thoroughly and responded early. Taiwan Centers for Disease Control identified the first possible case of COVID-19 as early as December 31 last year. After careful evaluation, Taiwan reported this case to the World Health Organization International Health Regulations contact point and began screening passengers on all incoming flights from Wuhan, China. On January 20, Taiwan activated the Central Epidemic Command Center, or CECC, which implemented border control measures, posted information about home quarantines, and set up a digital fence system to monitor people under home quarantine. The second step we took was to ensure data transparency. Our CECC hosts daily press briefings to update the general public on recent COVID-19 developments. These briefings, which have become the most popular daily television programs in Taiwan, help raise public awareness and combat disinformation. The third step taken was to restrict exports of critical medical supplies, such as face masks and ethanol, as well as increasing their production and ensuring equitable distribution within Taiwan. The fourth step was to implement a whole-of-government approach to coordinate interagency resources and personnel. The fifth step was to prevent cluster infections in hospitals. The CECC has designated certain hospitals for testing, diagnosis, and treatment of COVID-19 patients. The Taiwan Adventist Hospital will explain how they did this later on. The final step has been to actively monitor confirmed cases. With the help of big data, artificial intelligence, and Taiwan's universal healthcare system, we have also been able to trace the contact history of possible and confirmed cases. These steps have helped Taiwan effectively navigate the pandemic. Thanks to our efforts, we have gained public trust and global recognition. In addition, I have to recognize that the United States was one of the first countries to seek cooperation with Taiwan. To further strengthen our cooperation, on March 18 this year, Taiwan and the US issued a joint statement on a partnership against COVID-19. Both sides have agreed to share vital medical supplies and equipment, as well as facilitating cooperation on the research and development of rapid test kits, vaccines, and medicines. Furthermore, in the spirit of the Taiwan can help, and Taiwan is helping. Since April, Taiwan has donated over 10 million medical masks to the US federal and state governments to assist the frontline medical personnel. Although Taiwan is willing and able to contribute to global health, we were unfortunately excluded from the WHO again in May this year due to political reasons. This not only deprives the health rights of Taiwan's 23 million people, but also creates a dangerous gap in the global health system, putting the world at risk. And given our experience in combating the pandemic, why shouldn't Taiwan be invited to participate in WHO discussions on COVID-19? Still, our government is grateful for the staunch support from the United States and other like-minded countries such as Canada. United States Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and the Secretary of Health and Human Services Alex Azar publicly reaffirmed U.S. support for Taiwan's participation in the World Health Assembly as an observer. So did Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland. The Taiwan model has proved to the world that transparency and accountability help build stronger support and trust between the government and its people. According to a survey conducted by our academic Sinica, released yesterday, 97% of the general public interviewed show positive support for the government's measures against the pandemic. So Taiwan will continue to work with the US, our diplomatic allies, and like-minded countries such as Canada to safeguard the health and well-being of the international community. And thank you once again for participating in this webinar, and I hope you have a fruitful discussion.
Thank you, Director General Yao. Now, I would like to invite President of Taiwan Adventist Hospital, Dr. Huijing Wang, to say a few words.
Good morning, Mr. Yao, Director General, Department of North American Affairs, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Taiwan. Good evening to Dr. Lennes, Director Adventist Health Ministry, General Conference of Seventh-day Adventist Church, and Mr. Watson, Secretary of State of Mississippi. Ladies and gentlemen, good to see you at a virtual meeting. First of all, I'd like to thank Taiwan Ministry of Foreign Affairs for giving us the opportunity working together to hold a meeting. It has been 5 months since first case reported in China. Nowadays, the pandemic has killed hundreds of thousands of people around the world. It has changed the world. It has great impact on health and economy. Truly, we are facing a tremendous challenge during the coronavirus epidemic. However, some countries has been passing the boiling point, so we need to consider what measure shall we put in place to mitigate the resurgence of the coronavirus epidemic. And the meeting is geared toward experience sharing, and we may do whatever we can to be most helpful. And first, we will show you what we have been doing to contain the virus spreading. Additionally, what measure has taken to support and encourage the frontline workers during the difficult time and to retain our healthcare providers. I think maybe Taiwan mother may not fit all situation perfectly, but we are willing to give you tips at large to show you how to fight against the coronavirus. And actually, we do a very good job in Taiwan. And we are also looking to the promising medical development, such as the coronavirus vaccine and new medicine. And here I'd like to thank the Taiwan Ministry of Foreign Affairs again for the coordination of the meeting. And I also appreciate all of your attendance. I wish the success of the meeting and rich harvest for you. Together, we can prevail over the virus. May God continue to bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, President Huang. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Peter Landless, Director of Adventist Health Ministries, General Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, to say a few words. Dr. Landless, please turn on your microphone before you speak.
Thank you very much, and good morning to each of you. Honorable President Hui Tuang-Hyung, Mr. Vincent Yao, and Honorable Michael Watson, and ladies and gentlemen, what a privilege it is for me to join you from the other side of the world. And as I listened again to the wonderful news of how Taiwan has worked in such an amazing way to contain this virus, to bring about changes in what has rocked the world. It's interesting you said that we're all in the same boat. We're all in the same storm as well. And it's phenomenal to me to see how in a very short time the world has changed in a way that I could never have imagined. We have seen pockets of outbreaks of Ebola, of SARS, of MERS. We've seen these various things in the past, but nothing really compares in my lifetime to what we have seen now. And I regard it a huge privilege to be present with you, to witness what you have done, to see what prevention measures you are putting in place, and also to bring congratulations to Taiwan Adventist Hospital. When I see what has been done in a 256-bed, well-organized, well-managed, well-staffed, well-stocked hospital, and when I looked at the material that I was able to peruse, showing me high pressure, low pressure areas, and how protective personal equipment was in place, how all the various measures of collaboration, of patient flow, of isolation, of testing have all been done in such an amazing way. It's logical that when I went to look at the statistics again, I was envious to see that Taiwan had only 443 cases, 443 cases too much, and 7 deaths. 7 deaths too much. But when you compare to what is happening in places like the United States, the United Kingdom, Brazil, Spain, Italy, France, and these many countries which are struggling under the burden, and we see that the epicenter now is the country of Mexico. I am gratefully proud of the tremendous effort that has been put forward in Taiwan, which has become, in my thinking, an example to the world. The Seventh-day Adventist Church has 783 healthcare institutions around the world, 35,000 beds, 1.5 million admissions every year, 22 million outpatients each year, 142,000 employees, generates in charity funds alone, that is patients treated free of charge, over $1.4 billion US dollars every year. And so it's a privilege to count among that group of serving, caring institutions, Taiwan Adventist Hospital. We're grateful for you. We're thankful for you. We're thankful, Honorable Director General, for the wonderful assistance you have extended to Taiwan Adventist Hospital, and that you and your government are reaching out not only to support, but also to learn with and share what is to be done in the prevention of COVID-19, either recurring or coming in a second wave. This is what I fear, what so many people fear. And I look at this shining example, and I want to appreciate that you are willing to share your expertise, that you are willing to be in partnership, that you are willing to reach out to those who are in need of the expertise that you have put to such good use. And so, I'm not going to keep you long, but I am going to tell you what a huge honor it is for me to be part of this monumental and excellent prevention experience sharing virtual seminar. We've learned so much during this pandemic, not least of which, although we are separated by thousands of miles, and although we have what is called social distancing, I prefer to call that physical distancing, because socially and in our hearts and in our caring for each other, we are connected. My prayer and our prayer on behalf of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, with its institutions around the world, epitomized by the wonderful institution of Taiwan Adventist Hospital, wish Taiwan the very, very best of health, the very, very best of success, and again want to extend our grateful thanks, Mr. President of the hospital and your wonderful staff, our gratitude for the tremendous work done. You remain in our prayers, as does Taiwan, and we look forward to the healing, not only of all the patients in Taiwan, but the healing of this tremendous scourge around the world. May God bless you and keep you and strengthen you as you continue in this excellent quest of coping, preventing, and ultimately eradicating this pandemic. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Dr. Lillis. Last but not least, I would like to invite the Honorable Michael Watson, Secretary of the State of Mississippi, to say a few words. Secretary of State Watson, please turn on your microphone before you speak.
Thank you very much, and I apologize for being a couple of minutes late. I kind of feel like a bit of a fish out of water talking about healthcare, and here comes our conversation on voting and what we're doing here at the Secretary of State's office in Mississippi. But I want to say to the President there and the Director General and Dr. Landless, thank you for letting me be a part of this. I think one of the things that we have learned the most is that this takes teamwork. It takes us working together across the globe. It's an incredible opportunity to work together to build friendships as we move forward, not just in COVID-19, but on issues we see down the road as well. So these friendships, these relationships that we're building now, arms wide open to trust each other, to work with each other, is something that's invaluable in my mind. And I hope we aren't overlooking that opportunity to build these relationships and to understand working together, we're stronger, we're better as we move forward. So tremendous work that you're doing there. We have been following the story across the globe, obviously, for the last several months, and seeing what you're doing, the successes that you're having, is an encouragement to all of us here in the United States. So I appreciate the good work that you're doing, and not only that, but the willingness to share with us these conversations, things that have been successful for you and how we can implement those here in the United States of America. We've got a great partnership, and I look forward to continuing that as we move forward. Some of the things that we've seen here in our office that have been successful, obviously we were shut down sometime in March, early March, and decided to close our office to the public. Not only that, to implement telecommunicating process and teleworking for our entire office. And I think the key thing that, again, that it's important that we do not overlook is though COVID is forcing us to think outside of the box, in my mind, it's an opportunity to try things that we can use down the road, to use more technology, to this different mindset of how business looks, of how healthcare looks. I love the ingenuity. I love the ability for us as individuals to be able to see these opportunities, not just as challenges of current, but also challenges to innovate and to do good things moving forward. And again, this opportunity is great because we have the chance to do this together. We're not in this alone. I think that's the uniqueness of COVID-19 that has impacted the entire world and given us an opportunity to work together on an issue that we can come together on a common ground, and again, give us the opportunity to move forward together, make plans together, to be innovative together for things down the road. So again, we closed our offices, we were teleworking. We are finally now coming back into our office on some staggered work shifts and opening our office up back slowly. One of the things that we have learned is we didn't miss a beat with telework. I thought that was incredible. And I know you were there at the hospital, and here in Mississippi, one of the things that we have found great success with is telehealth. And so understanding that and applying those principles that we've learned through the healthcare system to our own system here in the Secretary of State's office has been very successful, and something we will continue to do as we move forward. We've got elections here in the United States coming up in November. You may be aware, a big election here in November. So we're prepared for probably the largest turnout that we've ever seen. And one of the things that we've felt at the tip of the spear is being prepared and being ready for our citizens to come out and vote and to make them feel safe. So we have implemented several plans that we're putting in place now. We have the great thing in my mind, again, and I touch on this and I'll say it multiple times here, but the teamwork approach. I've met with individuals from Israel on a Zoom call. We talked to South Korea about their elections. We're now talking to you guys about healthcare and some other things. It's so cool to me to be able to see what you have been successful with and how we apply that not only to healthcare, but how do those same types of ideas work with elections? But what is it that we can do, again, to make our public feel safe as they come out and vote? So I'm interested and encouraged to know that you are having such success and have the opportunity to learn from you and then to relate those types of ideas to elections and other things that we do here at the Secretary of State's office. So I don't want to bore you. I can tell you, what the things we're doing here in the United States and here in Mississippi. But I think it's important that we always remember one of the things that we've seen here and you've seen there is your economy. And one thing I remind my employees in our team and our governor and other things, other individuals that are making these decisions is we as small business individuals, we take risks every day when we open our doors. You as a hospital, you take a risk every day when you open your door and a new patient comes in. So we've got to be mindful of that. We are smart, we're innovative. We can apply the things that we learn from each other as we move forward. Obviously, the global economy is in trouble right now from what we're seeing, the hit we've taken here in Mississippi and our country. So it's an opportunity for us to work together. I can't stress that enough. I've been on trips to China, been on trips to South Africa, and it's incredible for me to always remember there's not just the United States. There is such a beautiful world in front of us, and it's opportunities like this that we get to work together, that we can learn from each other, and we can build relationships that are long-lasting, that we will make this world a better place, and we can do it together. So thank you so much for letting me be a part. I look forward to listening and learning. And any questions you may have, I'm happy to answer those. But I just appreciate the opportunity to visit with you, to listen and learn. Look forward to having you all in Mississippi. So come see us.
Thank you, Secretary of State Paul.